right, so episode 36. So this is an exciting one for me because I am getting married this week. And a large reason why I wanted to do this podcast was to really just help me capture specific moments in time. So forewarning, this episode is kind of for selfish reasons because maybe in a few years, I'd like to look back and relive these just intense feelings of happiness and anxiety that I'm currently experiencing. So before I do that, I'll give you a little background on my relationship and the journey of like how we've gotten here. This is kind of intense. This is kind of crazy, but a little inside look. So we met in our senior year of high school. My now fiance got transferred into my foods class, and throughout the year, we just really got close. I made her endless garlic bread and pancakes and cookies and microwave coffee cake, and after all that, we just became really close friends. And at the time, she was much more outgoing and social than me. And I was definitely not part of like the cool kids group, I'd say, in high school. But for some reason, she just kind of took somewhat of an interest in me and helped me kind of break out of my little broken shell that I was. But during that summer of our senior year, we went on our high school Europe trip together. I think there was about like 14 or 15 of us, but we developed really close friendship that really strengthened throughout that time. We traveled nonstop, and I think it was for like just about like 3 weeks of time, but we got really close during that time. So that was really nice as well. And moving into that fall, we were both going to the same college away from home. And I think we really kind of just like latched onto each other because we trusted one another, and during a time of like uncertainty and change, and it was like having someone close by who you felt safe with was really important to us. And if that makes sense, I don't know if it does, but we just really like gravitated toward each other. But by now, my high school crush has blossomed into this all out nonstop love for this girl. She completely consumed my every thought. Now, hopefully I played it off a little cooler than how I am now, but I digress. So we made it through freshman year of college. We were still just friends. I shot my shot a few times at her, but got rejected each time, which looking back, I like totally understand. Timing wasn't great. We both were on our own for the first time. She had also been in another relationship and needed time to kind of like heal from that in her own way and didn't want to rebound. And now this is biased, of course, but I think everyone should kind of at least start their college experience or go into their college experience at some point single. I think it definitely opens you up to more opportunities just because you get forced to kind of go out and meet new people a little bit more often than if you would if you were in a relationship. But come sophomore year, I pledged a fraternity. I made a good group of friends, had some fun of my own, and still maintained like a really just good relationship with her, and kept her close by. However, it was during this time when I was like, you know what? Okay, one final try. I'm going to give one final last shot. I love this girl. I can see a future with this girl. I've never had this type of connection in my life that I do with her. And finally, after years of anticipation, I made it out of the friend zone and we started dating. But like every relationship, I mean, it's not always like sunshine and rainbows. There's a brief little gap. I think it was during like her junior year where we broke up because she was graduating early and I had to stay like half a semester behind because I'm an idiot. And I didn't know what was like best for us and best for our like futures. So I didn't want to obviously detour her in any way from her future. But we got over that pretty quickly. And now after like 11 years of knowing her, we're getting married, which is insane. So needless to say, it's been a very long journey to where I am now. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. This girl makes me unbelievably happy. And I'm excited to really start our next chapter together, even though nothing really is going to change much. I mean, we're living together. I don't know. I guess now I'll just have like a flashy new ring on my hand. So that'll be fun. But now leading up to today, there are just a lot of emotions both me and my fiance are currently experiencing. We've been planning this wedding for like 2 years. It got delayed a little bit, obviously, because of COVID. I mean, all of these weddings during COVID just got pushed back. So it's been a long engagement for the most part. So we are excited, but at the same time, like we are just kind of ready for it to be behind us and over with. For the last few months, we've been just telling ourselves, let's just make it through the holiday season. And now that Christmas is over, it's like full anxiety and stress. Like it's just in full swing. And I don't know, every time after we like check off a big like item on our wedding to-do list, we're always like, man, we should have just eloped. It would have been so much easier. But at the end of the day, I know, like, looking back, I'll be happy that we did this, and the fact that we're able to celebrate with our friends and families. And it'll be a great day overall. I don't want to make it seem like I'm not looking forward to it, but it has low-key been just a pain in my ass. I mean, so I have anxiety for a few reasons, but first, you just don't know where the problems are going to arise. And this comes with like any event planning, right? You can try your best to plan accordingly, but at some point, somewhere along the line, something is bound to happen. And we're just sitting here trying to just like predict, like, where are the potential problems, or where is the drama going to start, and how do we handle them when they arise? And of course, you're selfishly at the same time like kind of hoping that the drama doesn't start on like your family side, right? Like there's obviously less pressure there if there's drama on my fiance's side, because I have no authority over them. I can't control them. That's her side of the family. But in the back of my mind, it's just like, who is going to be the pain in my ass on my side of the family? Like, who's going to start this drama? It's just, it could be this person, it could be that person. I'm just like going through all these different scenarios in my mind about what is going to happen. And I feel like on my wedding day, my head's just going to be on a swivel, just trying to make sure there's no problems. And I'm just going to be like constantly just micromanaging every situation possible. But I mean, with over 100 people and an endless supply of free alcohol, you're asking for problems, right? I mean, like, I'm doing this to myself at the end of the day. Like, I know something's gonna happen I'm just getting my entire family just obliterated. So we'll see where those problems arise. Second reason for my anxiety, we are not the type of couple who really enjoys being in the spotlight. Like, we hold hands in public, I'd say, but rarely like will you see us kiss or do any type of PDA at all, even after all these years of being together. Like, I think we've been together for 8 years now, and we just are not a PDA couple at all. And I think it's partially because we notice it so much with other couples. I think, I mean, like when other couples are around us and they're just like calling each other baby nonstop, and they're like all over one another, and we're just like, ugh, you don't need to do this. It just it's uncomfortable for us to watch it, and we don't ever want to like put other people in that situation. It looks like at the same time too, like you're trying to prove to everyone just how happy you are in your relationship. And I don't know, I don't think we ever feel like that. Like, judge away if you want, but I know that I'm happy in my relationship, and I don't need to say babe every 5 seconds just to make sure that you know that I'm in a relationship with this girl. But yeah, it's gonna be weird, I think, having the spotlight just totally be on us. I mean, I think for some people at the wedding, though, like the big I do kiss will be even like the first time anyone has really even seen us kiss as a couple. So there's no pressure there, right? I mean, hopefully we don't fuck up and make it awkward, because no one wants to watch that, just an awkward kiss, and that won't be good. But we've been practicing. You got to practice the kiss, you got to practice the one-on-one dance with your partner. So hopefully it all goes smoothly. I've been a little resistant to the practicing just because I feel weird practicing. I don't know. It's like a mental barrier, but we'll see how it goes. I also know that my fiance is currently just freaking out because everyone always judges the bride, right? How she looks on the big day. After hours and hours of getting ready and the white dress and the planning, and people just hype up this big glam moment in your life, your wedding day. And she's obviously going to look amazing, but at the same time, I can just tell she's freaking out, and I feel so bad. But thankfully, no one really gives a shit what I look like. I mean, I'm getting my hair cut at fucking like Great Clips, get a shower in. I've got my suit ready to go, so just toss that bad boy on, and I'm good to go, But I just feel so bad because she is just so nervous that all eyes are just going to be on her. One thing that we are doing, though, that will take the pressure off a little bit is something called a first look. So we'll see each other before the ceremony starts, hopefully away from everyone else, which I think is kind of nice. We get to see each other like one final time before pledging our fucking lives to one another and have a brief moment just alone and hopefully kind of talk each other off the ledge a little bit. So that will be a nice moment just away from everyone. And thirdly, I mean, you want to make sure that everyone is having a good time, right? Like, you don't want your closest friends and family members to say that you had this dud wedding. So we're just trying to add in all these little, like, cute little fun things, little like takeaways and little things for people to participate in. And on top of all of that, I mean, New Year's Eve is the following day. So everyone who's coming in from out of town is really staying for multiple days on end. And they are making a vacation just out of our wedding. So it's not just like a one and done night. I mean, that being said, everyone is going to want to see us like multiple nights out, and I feel obligated because like I need to be up to that challenge to just keep drinking with everyone. So it'll definitely be a puke and rally type of weekend, and I just hope that I'm mentally prepared for this to happen because yeah, I just know like I'm not a big partier, I'm not a late night person. We've been going to bed at like 8:30 at night lately. And it's going to be a struggle that I have to go through multiple days: rehearsal, dinner night, wedding night, New Year's Eve. Like, it's just going to be a lot, but I gotta do it for the people that are coming out. You know, I owe it to them. I feel like. Overall, though, I mean, I'm feeling good. I've imagined marrying this girl for a better part of a decade now, which is crazy to say, and it feels just unreal that it's actually happening. You know, I'm actually marrying this girl that caught my eye and caught my attention over 10 years ago, you know. So that's really crazy. But at the same time, it does feel weird for me to say that I'm getting married. Like, I know I'm the appropriate age range to get married, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel so young still that I should be like asking for permission or something to do this. Like, are we really doing this? Like, I don't know. I guess I felt the same way when we bought our house together. We kind of started living our lives in like a kind of backwards order, I guess. But to say that I'm married just feels like such an adult thing, you know? And for years you get asked like, oh, when are you going to pop the question, you know, like when are you going to get married? And now next, like the only logical question next is like, when are you going to start a family? When are you going to have a kid? And that is just like, I am nowhere near ready for that. That is just crazy for me. I can't even imagine being a father right now. And I mean, thankfully I don't need to. Like, I'm obviously jumping to conclusions here. A kid is not on the way anytime soon, but just, this is just in a very like adult thing. And I'm don't get me wrong, I'm very confident in my decision. Like, I love this girl, but saying I'm married is going to be such like an, oh shit, big boy, I'm an adult moment for me. I don't know. It just feels weird to say that, yeah, this is my wife. That's such a permanent, solid adult thing to say, and it'll be weird. It'll be weird adjustment period saying that. But anyways, I mean, that's really all I've got for today. I'm sorry it's a short one. I've got a lot of shit going on, if you can't tell. We've got people flying in town today. The rehearsal and the rehearsal dinner is the following day, and then there's obviously the wedding, and then like I said, New Year's Eve, and there's a lot going on. So I'm trying to fit this in on a very busy week. But oh, one thing I am very excited about is instead of a wedding videographer, we're doing some fun Instagram reels. So if you're interested in seeing those in the next few weeks, hop over to my Instagram and I'll be posting those. But that should be really fun, I think. I think that's a cute little thing that as a social media consultant that I'm doing, but that'll be really fun. But yeah, I mean, hopefully in the next episode I'll be sporting some new jewelry, so that could be fun. But in the meantime, please wish me luck. I appreciate you, and I will see you next week.